Distinguished guests, good evening.
庆龄基金会庆典和华豫之门澳洲行圆满成功晚宴现在开始。
Now please welcome Dr. Van Tan to the stage to say a few words.
首先，请澳大利亚宋庆龄基金会主席陈兴慧医生致辞。
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you and welcome to this beautiful building and the political center of New South Wales. I'm delighted to see so many friends from every field gather together to celebrate this auspicious occasion. On behalf of Australia Song Ching Ling Foundations, I salute you once and all. Tonight, we are celebrating 3 happy events. And to top it off, we're going to raise funds to donate to Rural Aid Australia and their drought relief. Firstly, we are celebrating the completed filming of the special Sydney episode of Gate of Huayi, a popular TV program in Henan, China. And this is the Chinese version of the Antique Roadshow. We have actually uncovered lots of antiques and artifacts in Sydney. And the whole project was actually inspired by the ambassador of Portugal, who is a good friend of the ambassador of China, Chen Jingye. He will later make a speech, and then we will listen to his story about his collection. Secondly, we are excited to announce that Australia Song Ching Ling Foundations have our first feature film completed. And yesterday we have a special viewing in the Sydney China Cultural Center. Thanks to Chen Song Zhuzhen. This is a story about Chinese international students who struggle to fit in and struggle that the cultural gap between China and England. We were told this film has won a few awards and has been nominated to the upcoming China Youth Film Award. The producer is none other than our Secretary General, Mr. Zhang Jing, supposed to sit here, but I do not know where he is at the moment. And the biggest investor is Mr. Xie Ye Guang, and Erica Xie. And incidentally, Erica is featured in the film, and so is our another president, honorary president, Lin Qingwen Xianzhen. Thirdly, we are going to present to you our new management committee, and the seat there are here for the group photo. And many of them actually travel from overseas. And today we will showcase our ambassador of Song Ching Ling Foundation, Miss Li Xiaoyi. Li Xiaoyi is supposed to sit here too. And she has served us very well in many arenas, especially in the recent United Nations conference. And you could see that on your table, there's there's a magazine about our conference. Last but not least, we have tonight many beautiful scarves, calligraphy, painting. I'm sure that you have seen it outside. All this has been done by the top artists in China. We're going to present this as the auction item, not auction, we're going to, as a donation item for people that who contribute to the draft relief appeal. And the floral arrangement on your table actually is arranged by my dear wife, Mary. Stand up, stand up. She spent 3 full days on this. I told her, never take on this task again. Because, you know, you create a lot of tension in the family. She advised me that if you donate to the draft appeal, you can take the flower home. I'm very touched to know that a lot of people actually come up to me to say that they want to donate money to the draft. And tonight we're going to do that. And I hope everyone, you know, we don't care how much you contribute. Even $1, even $10, even $100. We were happy to see the farmer benefit from this appeal. Finally, I hope tonight will be a wonderful night, and I wish you all well, and please enjoy the night. Thank you.
Now please welcome the Consul General of People's Republic of China in Sydney, Mr. 顾小杰, to the stage.
请我们用最热烈的掌声欢迎中华人民共和国驻悉尼大使前总领事顾小杰干下致辞。
丁先生，各位侨领、各位朋友、各位嘉宾、各位客人，大家晚上好。今天很高兴应邀出席澳大利亚宋庆龄基金会举行的晚宴活动。澳大利亚宋庆龄基金会和中国河南广播电视台联合举办华豫之门走进悉尼系列活动。这一活动为当地民众提供了近距离感受中华文化的独特窗口，也为这里的收藏爱好者提供了展示和交流的平台。文化交流对增进中澳两国人民相互了解和友谊具有重要作用。希望澳大利亚宋庆龄基金会今后继续为促进中澳人文交流、加深两国友谊做出积极努力。长期以来，广大在澳的华侨华人积极融入当地社会，为澳大利亚及新南威尔士州经济社会发展，为推动中澳以及中国与新州交流合作做出了积极贡献，得到新州各界的广泛认可和积极肯定。最近，新州部分地区遭受严重旱灾，当地侨胞感同身受，组织了多场赈灾募捐活动。今晚，澳大利亚宋庆龄基金会也将把部分义卖所得捐赠给灾区，这再次体现了华侨华人尽己所能回馈社会的积极态度，也体现了中澳两国人民之间的友好情谊。我代表中国驻悉尼总领馆为华侨华人的善举点赞，祝愿新州人民早日战胜灾情，重回正常生活。 最后，在中国传统佳节中秋佳节即将来临之际，也预祝各位中秋快乐，阖家幸福。谢谢大家。
Now please welcome Minister for Finance, Service and Property, Mr. Dominalo, to the stage.
好，我们现在请维多多米诺阁下致辞。
Can I also begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of our beautiful land, pay my respects to the elders both past and present, to the numerous distinguished guests here. I'll just highlight a few. Obviously, His Excellency the Consul General of China, to my many parliamentary colleagues. I won't name them all, but the fact that they are here in numbers on both sides of the political divide shows the deep respect and confidence that they have in the next man I'm going to acknowledge, and that's the chairman of this foundation, Dr. Ben Chan. So, Dr. Ben, congratulations. We all owe you a vote of thanks. So, thank you very much for all you've done over the last 6-7 years in bringing this foundation together. There's a lot of suffering in the world. Like, I was in the last 3 days alone, I've just had 3 stories that people have related to me that has really just tugged at my heart, and I've realised how much pain there is in the world. Like, there was a young boy who's a neighbour of my mum's that's got brain tumour, and the tumour's grown really large, and he said to his mum, he's only 9 years old, Mum, I can't see anymore, I'm losing my eyesight because the tumour was growing so large it's impacting on his eyesight. And when a young boy says to his mum, Mum, I'm starting to lose my eyesight, what does a mum say? It's just, I don't know what to say. Another friend of mine had skin cancer, 63 years of age, within 2 weeks passed away and left a family behind. Just extraordinary pain, extraordinary suffering. And then we can just look at what's happening in Western New South Wales and indeed Queensland in relation to the drought. Extraordinary pain and suffering. The reason I say this is because I think all of us, each and every one of us, has an obligation in some way as part of our human fibre to help those that are suffering. Whether it's through financial contribution, whether it's through the efforts of Dr. Tan in organising this event tonight and the charity that's been established now for 6 years, whether it's the great work they do in China in helping those with cataracts, looking after women, looking after children who are suffering, whether it's people doing the flowers and the presentations. Every one of us has an obligation to help. And I think when we do help in whatever way we can, we sort of relieve ourselves of some of our own burden. So I encourage each and every one of us tonight to dig deep and contribute to this important event. There's always charities, there's always functions to go to, but at the end of the day, there is lots of people at the end of these charities that require our assistance. So I'd like to thank you, Ben, for your leadership, bringing everyone together and continue the great work you do. It's amazing that this foundation, in just its establishment in 2011, has grown from strength to strength. So thank you very much. Enjoy your evening. Sheshe.
Now please welcome Shadow Minister for Transport, Ms. Jodie McCain, representing the opposition leader, Mr. Lord Foley, to the stage.
好，我们现在有请朱迪梅克交通部部长为我们致辞，谢谢。
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the New South Wales Parliament House. I will start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land and paying my respects to elders past and present. And I do genuinely want to welcome you here. Many of you may not know that this is the oldest parliament in Australia. It is the People's Parliament, and everyone is welcome here, even on a Sunday when it is traditionally closed. But when Ben spoke to me and indicated he wanted to have this event here this evening, I thought it was a wonderful way of us opening up the Parliament on a Sunday evening to celebrate what is an extraordinary achievement by the foundation, which has been operating since 2012. Like Victor, I won't go through all those special guests who are here tonight, but I do acknowledge that we have MPs who are here from both sides of politics. And of course, as Victor said, that is very much a testament to the respect with which we all hold Ven, the work of the foundation, and of course the many special guests who are here tonight. The foundation, of course, was established in memory of Madame Sung Ching-ling. And my reading of Madame Sung Ching-ling very much portrays a woman who was charitable and a trailblazer. And as a woman in Parliament, can I say that I think it is fabulous that you have a foundation that is in her honour then, and is very much about acknowledging her contribution to women and children and the rights of women and children, and of course the impact that she made to the People's Republic of China. I want to also say, Ven, thank you for helping our farmers. Victor spoke about what is happening in rural New South Wales, but it is very, very tough out there. Many of our farmers simply don't have water to feed their crops and their livestock, and of course we have towns that have simply run out of water. I have many friends who I talk to on Facebook and of course by phone that are in rural and regional New South Wales, and I spoke to one of those today and mentioned to them that I was coming here. And I have to tell you that when you have a gathering like this from our Chinese Australian community, and I tell them that we're here raising money for them, they are overwhelmed by the generosity. They're overwhelmed by the effort that you are all making. And so can I just say thank you. Thank you for having this foundation dinner as a fundraiser for our drought-impacted farmers. I also want to acknowledge the Ambassador of Portugal who is here tonight. I have never seen this Antiques Roadshow Chinese version, but I have to say I'm very much looking forward to it. And as a result, I am very much looking forward to your speech on Chinese porcelain. So I wish you luck in your speech, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So can I just say thank you again for the opportunity to be here. I am representing Luke Foley. Many of you know we've had a by-election in Wagga in rural New South Wales, so he's on his way back from that by-election, which has been very successful for Labor, let me say. And I promise not to mention anything else to my colleagues that are here tonight. But look, let me say thank you again. Thank you, Ven, for being a wonderful leader of our community. We very much appreciate everything you do, and it's fabulous for us all to be here tonight, so thank you.
Please welcome Parliamentary Secretary for Transport and Infrastructure, Mr. Mark Corey, to the stage to say a few words representing Mr. Ray Williams MP.
好，下面我们有请我们华人社团的老朋友马库尔议员致辞。
Great honour to be here today representing both the Premier of New South Wales, Gladys Berejiklian, and of course the Minister for Multiculturalism, Ray Williams. I want to begin by just acknowledging the wonderful work of Dr. Ven Tan, a very good friend of mine who first started his practice in Hurstville many, many years ago, and to the entire committee and team that have put on tonight's event. It is wonderful to be here today at the Australian Sung Ching-ling Foundation. And of course, as we've heard from previous speakers before, tonight is an important night, representing, of course, many in the Chinese community, raising money for those that are in desperate need of help with the drought relief. It is with great pleasure that I send, on behalf of the Premier of New South Wales, the government's best wishes to the Australian Sung Ching-ling Foundation on your gala dinner tonight. Inspired by Madame Sung Ching-ling, who is considered to be one of the most influential women in modern Chinese history, this foundation has done an outstanding job continuing her legacy here in New South Wales and across Australia. Since the foundation was created a few years ago, you have invested in the rights and the interests of women and children by supporting programs which enhance their education and welfare throughout New South Wales. You have contributed to the strong friendship which exists between Australia and China through assisting the Australia-Chinese community of New South Wales. To Dr. Ven Tan and to the entire team who have put on tonight, my thoughts and my congratulations to what will no doubt be an outstanding success. Cheers.
Now please welcome the Portuguese ambassador in Canberra, Mr. Paulo Cheha Alves, to the stage to share his story.
好，我们请葡萄牙驻澳大利亚大使艾维斯阁下致辞，欢迎。
Good evening. I would like to start by thanking Dr. Van Ten, Chairman of the Australia宋庆龄Foundation, for the kind invitation to be here today, sharing with you all my story as a collector of Chinese export porcelain and as an author. I feel privileged for having served my country as a diplomat for more than 30 years now, as Ambassador of Portugal to Australia, New Zealand and the Pacific Island states. My work has taken me almost all continents: Europe, Africa, America, Oceania, and soon I will be leaving to China. Asia was still missing. Collecting is above all an act of sharing passion with the outside world. In good faith, we cannot conceive this activity without attempting to engage a broader audience outside the usual group of Chinese export porcelain collectors, dealers and scholars. I've been collecting Chinese porcelain for 25 years. It's a popular activity in Portugal for historical reasons. Please remember that the first contacts of the Portuguese traders with the Chinese date back from the first half of the 16th century and from the arrival of Ambassador Tomé Pires in Macau and Canton in 1517. In 1993, I was very lucky to be posted to our embassy in Brussels and to have an ambassador who was an art collector and who only gave me good advice. He was the one who suggested concentrating my collection on Western subjects. If I wanted to avoid filling the house with objects decorated with flowers and landscapes and very quickly, of course, run out of space to accommodate the collection. Advice was taken and a new adventure started there. We started to buy pieces in main European markets: Lisbon, London, Paris, Amsterdam, Brussels, and later in the United States. Collecting is something very special, and I still feel a lot of joy and enthusiasm every time I find something new, even after having sold the collection. But collectors need to share their passion with others, and at a certain moment in life, we understand that other collectors, dealers and curators are not enough to satisfy our thirst and desire. That's when my ex-wife and I had the idea of writing a book about the topic of Chinese export porcelain and publishing it in Portuguese and in English. Beyond the desire to share the collection, the book From East to West, The Quest for Chinese Export Porcelain with Western Themes, published in 2016, was intended to be a representation of what has been the exchange of ideas and experiences between the East and the West, from the end of the 17th century to the early years of the 19th century, in the area of Chinese ceramics exported to the Western markets. In the constantly changing world of global commerce, where all parties try to take advantage and make the biggest profit from the trade between China and the West, there was a market for Chinese porcelains with Western motifs. During this period, European and North American orders were based on prints, drawings, and paintings in order to immortalize on Chinese porcelain an important segment of Western culture. Simultaneously, these orders were the consequence of a growing interest in Western markets for the possession of Chinese porcelain, both for daily use as well as serving as a symbol of wealth and power in the interior decoration of the period. In certain cases, however, porcelains that arrived to the West were the result of a direct conflict between the Chinese and the Western traders. The book From East to West is not a comprehensive study on Chinese export porcelain, nor does it replace other works published on this topic over the last decades. It is a contribution for a better understanding of a particular theme, the authors having limited their work to the treatment of a very specific area characterized by this specific declaration. There are many factors influencing the building of the collection. Firstly, it depends upon the personal taste of those who decide which pieces should be chosen. Secondly, it depends on the international environment, from the availability of pieces in the international market during the period the collection was being built. Depends from the market values and from the different actors interested, of course, in the acquisition of the pieces. For many years, this type of porcelain only attracted the interest of European and American collectors. But since the early years of the 21st century, there has been a great interest from Asian museums and collectors in Chinese export porcelain with Western decoration. This has resulted in the new balance, quite different from the one prevailing during the 20th century. To collect is undoubtedly a passion. Sometimes that can be taken to the extremes, even being considered by a few as a sickness. One of the best examples was Augustus the Strong, Elector of Saxony and King of Poland in the 17th century, early 18th century, considered to be one of the first great collectors of Eastern porcelain in Europe, whose collection can be admired in the Museum of State Art Collections in Dresden, in Germany. He referred to his collecting as a malady. The challenge is constant, from the moment you start searching and hunting for a piece until the moment it has been acquired and submitted to a thorough analysis, ending in its inclusion into the inventory. Then suddenly, when it all seems quiet, a new discovery produces a new turmoil and a strong will of further investigating, an endless action that goes on and on. For this reason too, a collection can never be considered complete, being clearly an organism in constant change, always unfinished and in permanent transformation. The collection was sold recently to the Oriental Museum in Lisbon, Portugal. From 2019 on, it will be available for the general public to appreciate and admire as a testimony of a Portuguese collector. That's what's happened to the Cunha Alves collection. Many people ask me if I stopped collecting after selling the collection, and the answer is no. You can reduce the pace, but you will never stop buying. The sickness never stops. I thank you very much for this opportunity to share my experience. Thank you, Dr. Van Ten, again, for this invitation. It was a pleasure being here. Thank you.
Please welcome Ambassador Li Xiaoyu of Australia宋庆龄 Foundation to the stage.
好，我们下面请我们李小雨女士，是我们的形象大使，为大家致辞，欢迎。
尊敬的女士们、先生们，晚上好。很高兴在这个南半球春暖花开的季节，与大家相会在悉尼。我自幼喜爱艺术绘画，喜欢用画笔记录我的所见所闻和所感，通过画布和色彩诠释我对美好生活的理解。2016年，我很荣幸成为联合国竞合组织亲善大使。我的职责是通过一系列艺术方式唤醒大众的意识，让大家了解核试验所带来的危害，从而消除核试验，消除威胁和仇恨。艺术的始终目标是颂扬和平。艺术本身不仅仅是放在美术馆的陈列，它还体现在我们的生活里。它可以是一种生活方式，也可以是具体的物品，但不论是什么样的方式和载体， 它一定是可以传递给大家美的感觉和体验。基于这个想法，我创立了微这个高级定制配饰品牌。微是一种跨界的尝试，把我向东西方艺术致敬的创作和中华文非遗的苏绣技艺结合在一起，以时尚、创意和品质的产品秉承和平与爱的主体，彰显传统文化和民族工艺的匠心精神，以不同的视角和表现方式直至呈现每款系列作品，基于中华文化底蕴与世界文化各国传统艺术共同描绘和平共荣的大爱。对和平与爱的向往才是最纯粹、最干净、没有瑕疵。我祝愿大家都能得到自己所需要的爱。谢谢大家。
确实啊，非常令人感动啊！李小艺女士，她能够在联合国去做一位禁核的大使，今天呢又成为我们宋庆龄基金会形象大使，我们给她以热烈的掌声。
Thank you again. And as mentioned by Dr. Tan and many distinguished guests, and the foundation was established to promote cultural exchange and improve the well-being of women and children. And for the successful running of the foundation, we need support from donors, and we are fortunate to have many supporters. And today we would like to present 2 donations. One from our honorary chairman, Mr. 薛叶光。
下面是捐赠仪式开始。
We also going to give a special painting to.
再抬高一点点，画。
Put it in front. Put the chairs in front.
Now, we would like to present the donation certificate to Mr. Lin Jingwen. We still have a few donations.
有请林进文主席到台上，其他的我们的贵宾仍然在台上等候一下。有请林进文先生。还有什么？另外一幅画，这是一个书法。这是一幅蝇头小楷。张三赞，您请到台上。来了，有请我们的著名主持人陈坤女士，来到台上，站着下，
是我们共同的美好愿景，迎来美好的生活。到博物馆当中，我感受到一个民族忘记历史也注定会失去未来。时代在变，不变的是文化传承和根植于我们血脉的情感。在这里，我们要非常感谢澳大利亚的宋庆龄基金会为华裔之门走进澳洲提供了如此大的帮助。那么我们在这里也和大家有了共同的收获，紧密联系我们的情感。在10月4号左右，我们将在河南卫视的平台用2集的时间，向全世界56个国家展示我们澳洲的收藏，展示我们澳洲人的风采，展示我们大家庭每个人不可割裂的情感跟爱。谢谢。